Shalom, shalom. Call Halonim Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash and Shani Kabad and Gadawala Requabs Aquanyim Nawa Wa Shalayakim Nawa. And that's double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom Wa Barakim Wa Bakayim Shayasharala. And that's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as always, to the confusion of faces, meaning those who look like the other nations, but whose spirits resonate with the truth, and that believe and have faith in Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son. So to all you brothers out there, no matter how you look, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. So in this lesson, we're going to be diving into the elect. And the elect consists of specific people out of the nation of Israel that have been predestined to receive salvation. And what does salvation mean? Well, salvation is synonymous with deliverance, because World War III is prophesied in the Bible. And during World War III, specific nations are prophesied to shoot nuclear missiles on America, in which America in the Bible is known as Babylon the Great and various other names. But more significantly, Babylon the Great when it comes to its destruction. So America is going to lose in World War III. Various nations such as Russia, China, and Iran are going to shoot off nuclear missiles. Now, deliverance or salvation is when the elect out of the nation of Israel, also known as the 1/3, the elect out of the nation of Israel are going to be delivered or saved in the chariots of the Lord, which is what the world likes to call UFOs. But those so-called UFOs are known as the chariots of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai in the Bible. That's what deliverance is. That's what salvation is. And that's why we're doing this work, because we're praying and hoping and begging the Lord that we are a part of that number. So this is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." Now, does everybody have the light of the Lord? Does everybody have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible? Of course not. The answer is no. So this is talking about specifically certain people within the nation of Israel. And I'm going to show that by looking up this word generation. So when you go into it, the Greek word for generation, you have G1085. The word here is genos. And that word genos is kindred, offspring, family, stock, tribe, or nation. It goes on further to say nationality or descent from a particular people, in which the particular people that this verse is talking about is the nation of Israel. And the nation of Israel consists of you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native American Indians. You three groups collectively make up the nation of Israel. And in this verse right here, it's talking about the elect out of the nation of Israel that have what? That have been, that ye should shew forth the praises, that have been called forth to shew forth the praises, it says, of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. All right. Now verse 10 says, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of the Most High, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. So that verse, and specifically also verse 2, is talking about the elect out of the nation of people, out of the nation of Israel, Salakia. You see, we are that chosen generation, or we hope we are that chosen generation, that peculiar people. Now I want to jump over here to the book of 2nd Ezra to also make the point, talking about the elect. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, starting at verse 20. It says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it." And the devices are talking about the thoughts, the evil intentions, the mischief that came into the world. Now verse 21 says, "And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. So what is this grape of the cluster? What is this plant of the great people? And what is the great people? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to cross-verify other scriptures in order to get an understanding of what that verse is talking about. So this is the book of Psalm chapter, and we want 80. Here we go. Psalm 80, starting at verse 8. And it reads, Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. So who has the Lord planted? What is this vine that the Lord brought forth out of Egypt? Well, everybody knows that the nation of Israel went into captivity under the Egyptians, and all the marvelous works and plagues that the Lord made to happen during that time in order to deliver the nation of Israel. So this vine right here is talking about the nation of Israel. And when we look up that word vine in the Hebrew, that was brought a vine. We get the word, well, let me say first H16:12, and we get the word gapan. You have a gapana. So gapan, it says vine tree of Israel, figuratively. So they even tell you right there. And when we come down here to the Strong's definition, what does it say? So it says, from an unused root, meaning to bend, a vine as twining, especially the grape. You see that? It says, especially the grape. So thou hast brought a vine, Psalm 80 verse 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. So 2 Ezra 9 verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. So when it says a grape of the cluster, a plant of a great people, that great people is talking about the nation of Israel. And the plant of that great people is talking about the elect that have been kept. And when it says that grape of the cluster, that's talking about the elect. Let me also show you that too, because when you jump down here, so this is also in Psalm 80, and you jump down to verse 15, Psalm 80 verse 15 says, And the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. Right? Well, let me read verse 14. Psalm 80 verse 14. It says, Return, we beseech thee, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts. Look down from heaven and behold and visit this vine. So visit the nation of Israel. Come back and save us. Come deliver us. Verse 15 says, And the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. When you look up that word vineyard, it's a different word than gapan. And the word here for vineyard is kana. It says kana, root, support of a tree, shoot, stock. And it says a plant. And that's the main point right there. It says a plant or a vineyard. That's what a vineyard is, a plant. So of course, once again, you come over here, 2 Ezra 9 verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, the elect of the cluster, and a plant of a great people, that vineyard, talking about the elect out of the nation of Israel that the Lord spared. Now reading on, it says verse 22, Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. That's talking about the 2/3 out of the nation of Israel that are not going to receive salvation. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept. So let the elect be kept out of the nation of Israel, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. And we're going through that purifying process right now. Yep, and that's the point right there. And let me also grab too the book of Isaiah, and we'll most likely end off with this right here. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 1, Verse 9. Here we are. Isaiah 1 verse 9 says, except the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts had left us, or let me say this, except Yahweh Tazaba'awath, that's Lord of hosts right there in the ancient Hebrew, except Yahweh Tazaba'awath, the Lord of hosts, had left us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Because the same exact destruction in which Sodom and Gomorrah, or which that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, that same exact destruction is going to be happening to America in the midst of World War III, but times 10. Times 10. And the Lord had left a remnant, the grape of the cluster, a plant, talking about the elect, then our whole nation would have been destroyed, just like Sodom and Gomorrah in this upcoming World War III. So we have to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai for being so merciful and having an elect. And we have to thank the Lord once again and be grateful that we've been called. We've been called into this ministry, because the scriptures say what? Many are called, but few are chosen. Few are chosen. So we're begging it and hoping and praying and doing the work right now that we are a part of that grape, that plant, the chosen. All right. So I just wanted to make that short video right here, just going into the elect. You know, this is important because it's what we're fighting for, and you can never give up hope. You can't forget what you're fighting for. We're fighting to be a part of the elect. We're fighting to be a part of that first dominion that gets to see Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on this first go around. We get deliverance, and we get to be in those ships, in the chariots. So with that being said, keep fighting, and I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash, and double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom, that small remnant, the plant. Shalom.